everybody, welcome in. Our next guest is an advocate for motherhood. Yay! So you know she has to be a friend of mine. Rachel Marie Martin has 11 kids. Yes, that's amazing. She is an author and the founder of Finding Joy. Congrats on your new book. It is called Get Your Spark Back, How to Find Happiness and Reignite Your Life. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, tell us about the new book. You have two others, correct?
I do.
And so this is the third. Okay.
It is the third, and it's really important to me because as a mom, so many women, I find that they kind of lose that spark. Like they wonder, who am I now? And the book is an answer to that. It's like the antidote to where did it go and how do I get it back?
Wow. Okay. And it's so true. I was actually having this conversation with somebody the other day about how your identity changes and your purpose changes, and it's all very confusing in a way.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you have quite the personal story, which has kind of led you to this place of joy and gratitude. Can you just give us a little synopsis of your story?
All right. I'll give you a snippet.
Yeah,
so, yeah, 15 years ago, my life was totally different. I was in an unhealthy marriage, and I had to figure a way out, so I started writing, and that's when my site, Finding Joy, began. And I just started writing using the tech skills that I learned as a child. My dad got a TI-99 computer. I learned to code, and through writing, I found this unbelievable community. And I found that moms, particular, they needed that little spark of hope. They needed to know that they're not alone. And as the years have progressed, I had some single mom years, and then now I'm happily remarried, and that's the blended large family I have.
I love that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
May is Mental Health Month, Mental Health Awareness Month, and as a mom advocate, you know, that's very important. And you talk a lot about taking that me time, taking care of yourself, and little ways that people can do it. And I'd love to talk a little bit about that. The first one you say is establishing boundaries. Explain that.
So without boundaries, you're always busy, right? You don't know when to say no or what to do. So boundaries, it gives you that space to operate where you know what, I'm not going to add that one more thing to my plate. Or the boundary of this morning I'm going to take time to run and do that. It's critical.
I love that. And you kind of already talked that learn to say no. What about schedule me time? Because it's so important, but we're so busy as moms.
We are busy, but nobody's going to put that time on the calendar except you. Right? So like I can't look at my husband and say, well, you didn't schedule time for me to take time for myself. So it's back to me to put the time.
Okay, I like that. And I do want to talk about the mindfulness aspect.
Right.
Take a moment to be mindful throughout the day. What does that look like for you?
Well, it depends upon your ages of your kids, right? When you have toddlers or little ones, it might just be 10 seconds, 10 minutes, just that pause and getting that breath and getting the clarity. But without that mindfulness, you lose kind of that beauty in the normal. And I always say those moments that we kind of overlook, or we tend to overlook, are the moments of motherhood that we will celebrate someday.
Yeah, it's the little things.
Right.
There was something I wrote down on your website. No more waiting for things to get better, no lamenting the time lost, but rather finding joy in every day, even when the everyday doesn't look perfect. That, I was like, whoa, that's me. How does one do that when you want things to be perfect and it's never going to be quite perfect?
It will never be perfect. I have definitely learned that. So I celebrate the imperfectly perfect life. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. And the moments that are kind of messy sometimes are those moments where we're like, I can't believe I made it through, or the moments we celebrate with our kids. And so that goes back to the mindfulness of just taking a moment, pausing, and just looking for something to be grateful for.
Oh, I really like that a lot. Last question. If someone out there is a mom and kids right now are going, mommy, 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 and they're going a little crazy, what can they do in that moment? What should they tell themselves?
Oh, well, that they're not alone, because that's a lot. But also that those little ones, that crying for you, that mom part, it's really such a beautiful thing in that midst of it. And to be grateful, and then always remember, schedule that time just to breathe.
Oh, I like it. Thank you so
You're
much.
very
You have so
welcome.
much online on your blog. Please check out Rachel and all of her books as well online. You can go to findingjoy.net to read so much more.